Good evening. Welcome back to an update, long overdue update on my Saab 900 T16S Aero SPG Turbo 1986 flat nose. Apologies that I haven't done any updates, but life, as you know, has priorities. A lot's been going on. Hell of a lot's been going on. I've had a few delays with shot blasting and really bad episode with the oil cooler, which I will do more of a thorough update and show you basically everything. But this is just a quick update because I'm back in the Alchemist laboratory. I've got the original radiator in front of me, not the best. Some of the fins have gone. Yes, realistically I should replace it, but I'm on the timescales now because I want to get the car turned around so I can work on the back end, on the tailgate end, because the front, which I'll show on a further in-depth update, the front is basically done. The cross members in, it's all painted. I've had heat lamps on it because of the weather, obviously to cure the paint. Excuse me. So that's all done. But this is, I want to show you this because obviously I keep harping on about all these bloody rust killers and things like that. How they work, how they don't work, and I don't want any rust to transfer into the work that I've already done. So basically I pulled this out, the radiator out of storage. I cleaned it up, wire brushed it all last year in storage with most of the other parts that are stripped and soaked and shot blasted and everything else. And when I pulled it out yesterday, I noticed that the bottom rail, the rust was back. Now I only did this with the paint on so many different products, Cure Rust. I use the Rust Buster. Well, I now use the Rust Buster 123 because that was voted on British Practical Classics magazine as the #1, and it is good stuff. I must admit, it is good stuff. And then you've got like the Built Humber and all that. But this just goes to show that the paint on stuff doesn't kill rust. It basically only kills a small amount of the top surface. It doesn't penetrate, and this will hopefully show you that it doesn't penetrate. So the bottom rail, when I took the radiator out of storage, the rust was coming back. I don't want this to transfer to the slam panel, which has had a hell of a lot of work done to it. And you can sort of see if I've got a head torch on. I've got this in it's a bloody flower pot type thing when I've cut the end off because I haven't got a vessel long enough to dip the whole lot in. But so I've done it by a little cutout and doing it in half and half. But this has been in soak in I use the flow liner. I mean, you can use Evaporust. So there's a 50-50 mix of flow liner and citric acid, warm water, well, hot water, 60 degrees plus. And this has been sat, I've heated this up twice, and this has been sat for about 2.5 hours, and basically it's gone. If you can see, I'm trying to do half, so half the radiator is about here, because obviously I haven't got a longer vessel to dip it all. Up to about here, it's all gone. You can see here where it's sort of overflowed and trying to eat the rust. It's starting to work. So I'll another hour or so in this, I'll turn the whole radiator around, and then tomorrow I'll dry it off with a heat gun or hair dryer, and then I'll etch primer it all, keep it in the house obviously because I don't want it to flash rust. Yes, I should like to say that a radiator's, I think about £200, well, probably $300 or something. But I am still trying to keep all the originality of the car. I might have to replace it in the future because of the fin damage, but maybe I could get a new core. The sides are really good, but this is what I want to show you. So I wire brushed the whole frame, even with my Dremel, and took down as much of the surface rust as I could. So this has been sat. It's been in the paint on, supposedly rust killer, and look, it's back. It might go nice and black so you don't see it, but in a few months time, well, this has been 12 months if you look at my early video since I took the radiator off, it's back. It does not kill deep penetrating rust. It only cures the surface and looks good. And there's a lot of professionals, actually, you can see they use the Dinatrol RC900, like I say, the Built Hamber, the Hammerite Cure Rust, the FE. I use the FE123 because it's a lot creamier and I have better results with this. But it doesn't kill rust. So that's ready to go on, but obviously I've had a bit of delay because I really want to get the front end rebuilt. So I'll quickly take you into where I am. So basically on the slam panel, which is all restored, I don't want it, even though it's sat on rubbers, I don't want that rust to start eating away like it did before. My Air Comrade, if you remember, the fins were coming out, were quite loose. I repainted that. I hammered it in paint. It's aluminium, so it's quite stable. There's no corrosion that sort of come back in a year. The horn, the lower horn, which is now replaced down here, it's an Italian Fiam. It's a twin horn, low and high tone. The low tone one is there. The diaphragm was completely shot. Obviously it works on a coil and point system, a bit like an old-fashioned doorbell if you're into electrics. But it's a Fiam CTF E2, and I was looking at one in Germany. I think it was about £43 about it on my watch list on eBay for a good while. Thought, right, I'm getting ready to, I need to replace the horn because obviously it's buggered, and lo and behold, an English chap had one 20 quid, and I can't remember which one it is. Sorry, that's the high tone, so it's the low tone is that one, and it's near enough brand new. So that's gone on. I'll show you the cross member. Obviously this was all shot blasted. I did a lot of refabrication work around these areas. Everything is original as far as fittings, apart from I'm going to replace these flange bolts. That one there is a longer bolt because that takes, if I can show you, that takes your high tone horn with a spacer like that. One missing there, but those are your fastenings to your wing. All these are original, all clean back. The bonnet hinges are all clean back. The coil again was rusty, and I had a can of beer which I cut the top off. Bit of the flow liner, citric acid dip. That's come back like new. So that original coil, that's all saved. I've shown him all these bits, and this goes to show, because all these little bits are soaked in the flow liner. Absolutely no rust has come back whatsoever, and they've had a lot of work on them. All these bits, you go back to this way, these are the original headlight wash wipes. I've got protection on there because on the when the pipe works in, on the wash wipe, the headlight wash wipe, there's a little tiny jet. You try and find those jets for the early Bosch. This is don't forget, this is an 86 which is the flat nose, completely different system and different headlight blades and arms than the 87 to 93. So these are like hen's teeth, so they're protected. I've got the wipers, the wiper blades, they're all done. I think I got those from Saab bits, but I couldn't get the little clips. And again, if you remember rightly, I managed a chap in Poland. I got them 3D printed, fabulous, absolutely one-to-one copy of the original. So it's on this car. There's only little tiny bits that I've had to have redone because they've gone completely obsolete and turned into bloody hen's teeth as far as rarity. So the crossmember is absolutely spot on. I mean, I've got sort of, it's in 2-pack satin black, which is correct to the model. It was only from 87 when they introduced the slant nose that the slam panel was in body colour. The earlier ones, 84 to 86 Aeros, 16Ss, whatever, SPGs, the slam panel was in black. So, give you a quick look around. I'm really happy with it. There's no rust whatsoever. And I'm hoping it's going to last its next 40 years because the car is nearly 40 years old. Obviously, the wiper motor, all the bracketry's in. All this was done in the flow liner, not shot blasted, as was the oil cooler frame. It's slightly pitted, and yeah, I could you know, fine fill it, but you know, it's original. But the thing is, I mean, that is a year old after being in the flow liner. Etch primered, epoxy primered, base coat, top lacquer, and it's perfect. It's good to go. I've got the fans ready to go on, but obviously I'm doing the radiator. Green one is air conditioning, I think. Or am I right? Might be wrong here, but that's the, on mine, the driver's side, which is the right hand side. So I think that's the green one, or the green outer protection cover is the radiator, and the black one here, again, cleaned all these bits up last year, that they're all ready to go back on. That's the air conditioning fan. So yeah, oil coolers there, protected the fins, or the core. We're absolutely ready to go. It's just I'm put back by a day with finding that all this flash rusting that's come back on the radiator. I think on the last video I was doing the bumper, the rear bumper. The tailgate's basically done. Got a little bit of work to do, and I've welded in the donor panel to the jack part because it was just too far gone. But it was only around that jack where the jack clamps to the lower boot floor. But all that's done, and I'll show you that on when I do a more in-depth update. These are all the parts that have been shot blasted, and if you recognise that sits under the real tailgate lights, or the real lights, and you only sort of see that section. So there's a bit of cornflake welded there. They've gone through, and you see on mark where I'm gonna fill it all in. Some of them are really good, just ready for etch priming and top coat. Put back on all the brackets of they're all singing and dancing. That one is, again, you can see it's got an odd bit that got this lip to do here, that here, but you can see where I've marked it. It's it's all doable, isn't it? It's get it back nice, and it'll all. Main thing is it's original, and it's these flat nose bumpers are getting so hard to find. That's the inner section here. I've got to weld some threaded bar on here, because the only one that's actually original is that one there. So I need to weld some bar on there. But that's sort of just a quick update. Sorry, I've not been doing much. I've done the odd short, but you know, like I say, life takes over. But yeah, coming together tomorrow once that radiator's soaked off and primered. All this can go back together. It's ready to go back on the car, and I say that the cross member and the side beams are all welded in back to original dating points. We're using as much original fabrication or fabric as possible. So yeah, quick update as usual. Can of Heineken. Wouldn't be the same without a can of Heineken. So I will update you. Look after yourself. Take care.